тук имаше хубави.
Hi everybody and welcome to What I Eat with my Baba in Bulgaria. And in the title, yes, I wrote my other Baba because last week I showed you guys what I eat with Baba Nina in Sofia. But this week we're going to be going to my Baba Vera's house in Pazardjik. Pazardjik is still considered a pretty big town, but compared to New York, it's definitely very small. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laurie. Hi. I lived in New York, Manhattan pretty much my whole life, and I would go to Bulgaria to visit my family over the summers. One day, I just woke up, packed a bag, and randomly moved to Bulgaria. I moved to Село, as you Bulgarians out there know, means a small farm in Bulgaria, and I've been posting my life ever since then. Honestly, I just had enough of crazy city life, and I'm very happy that did happen because there's no better feeling in the world than bringing fresh provisions from the farm to your babas. Now, to start, let's step back a couple of years and go to the center of my farm because this is really where Baba Vera raised me. So every summer, my mom and dad would send us to Bulgaria. We'd have a choice of many places to go, and I would always choose to come to my farm. And pretty much the people who took care of me were my grandma and grandpa, Baba Vera and Djadu Angel. I've learned everything I know about farm life from them. We don't really have trains like this with the cabins back in New York. This always looks like a Harry Potter train to me, so traveling by train is exciting. But even more exciting than the Harry Potter train is what I know is waiting for me at Baba's house.
Wow. And after a lot of extremely hot traveling, I just arrived at my grandma's house. Ма ти ме помниш? Ма ние от колко години се познаваме? Yeah, like 20 years? Ама ние от 20 години се познаваме с теб.
Can you guys believe that? She's over 20 years old. She's been greeting me since I was little. I'll tell you more about her a little later. She's amazing. And finally, the reunion. This time, my sister actually came. It was a surprise for my grandma. It's the first time they're seeing each other in over a year. And may the fattening up begin. I say fattening up because according to our grandmas, my sister and I are always way too skinny. And no, this isn't breakfast. This is like pre-breakfast greeting meal. Now, I'm going to give you guys a breakdown on what you're seeing here. This is called tikfanik, and you can make it at home. It's really delicious. It is like the fall/early winter version of what we eat in Bulgaria called banitsa. And essentially what it is it's pumpkin with walnuts and sugar inside of phyllo dough. And that's those really thin sheets of dough that you see in baklava. So in Bulgaria, traditionally, pretty much for every breakfast, we have baklava, where you stuff the phyllo dough with cheese, butter, Bulgarian cheese, of course, and it becomes a really delicious, salty breakfast. But in early fall and early winter, we make tikfanik, which is we replace the cheese with pumpkin. So that's what you see my grandma stuffing the dough with. It's pumpkin, walnuts, sugar, and it becomes a sweet treat that you can enjoy for breakfast.
Ой, много хубаво мирише.
Така, сега трябва да напръскам.
As yummy as this smells right now, we cannot attack it just yet because we have one more step. My grandma sprays it with water and then covers it up with a cloth and lets it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes or so. And this is in order to keep it nice and soft and moist. We want it crunchy, you guys will see in just a sec, but we also want it to stay nice and soft as time goes by and not get all hard and crusty.
Така бе, навика бе. Еми като си сите после да се надуваш да ядеш повече. О, не.
Аз никога не се надувам.
После като огладнеш.
Да. Като огладнея, хапвам толкова, колко. Никога повече.
Mama does it like, remember?
Mm-hmm. These are hot cakes, right? It's like, wow.
Grandma's is still thinner. That's okay.
No, Emily, these are not hot cakes. These are Bulgarian palachinki. You can kind of compare them to French crepes. And yep, I told you, our grandma's trying to fatten us up. That tikvanik was not breakfast. That was more of an appetizer. This is our breakfast. It's a very big day. My grandma hasn't gone out in over a year since she fell and broke her foot. And for her birthday, I figured let's try to take her to a restaurant. We just have to get down these stairs somehow. Yes, you guys heard that right. She actually fell and broke one leg and then right after fell and broke the other leg, and she hasn't been out in over a year, which is why when I went there, it was my goal to get her out of the apartment, even though no one believed in me that I would be able to. But we did. I was going to take her to a restaurant, but then she insisted in going to the market so that she can cook for my sister and I. How amazing is that? And here we are at the market. This is one of my favorite places to go with my Baba. Both Babas love the market. This is what we do. We go to the market, we see what's seasonal, we get whatever looks the freshest, and we cook it. And yes, all pazars or markets in Bulgaria are very seasonal. Here is the summer market with lots of berries and melons and so on. And here you're seeing the winter market, which is going to be full of cabbages and root vegetables like beets, as well as a lot of pras, or in English leeks. And you're going to be seeing a lot of grapes, weird enough as it sounds, just different than the summer market. Look who came. Yeah, look who came. Are you helping? Da? And this is the update I wanted to give you guys from the start. One day, she comes to me with her little baby, and I felt so flattered because she trusted me enough to bring this little guy to me. And yes, I say again, she's over 20. Whew, what a long day full of many surprises, and all this left us starving. So it's time for lunch, no time to waste. My grandma got really tired from that first outing in over a year, so we had a good friend of hers come over to help cook. And what you see her making here is supa topchta. Any Bulgarians out there will know for sure what I'm talking about. It's a national dish of ours, and it translates to, how do I say this? Soup of balls. Yeah, that sounds a lot weirder in English than it does in Bulgarian, but essentially what it is it's these little meatballs that we put in our soup. The soup has carrots, onions, parsley, you saw the lady just pouring in there, and a whole bunch of other vegetables, and it becomes this really delicious, savory soup. I think Italians actually have a similar soup to this. Any Italians out there, let me know. So one thing that we had in abundance right before I was going to my grandma's house were potatoes. So we were sure to gather up all the potatoes we could and bring them over to my grandma's house, and you'll see the feast that she's going to make out of these beauties. Like I mentioned in the beginning, one of the best things about this huge life change that I made is I can be closer to my grandparents and actually help them out as much as possible. I mean, they can go to the market, but there's nothing like bringing these fresh vegetables and fruits from the farm.
Diva.
Ау. Много хубаво. Аз имам в това хлеба.
Ама това е дива. Харесва ли ти?
Как няма да ми харесва?
As a matter of fact, it kind of feels like everything just fell into place like it was supposed to, because right when I moved is right when my grandma fell and broke her first leg, and now she can't go out on her own. So things just fell into place. A lot of what I bring are meats like you just saw, and look at that face. How am I not gonna bring her stuff? And she gets really excited that her izba or basement is getting full again. So she would fill this when she could walk with homemade compotes, jellies, jams, and so on. Actually, this is cabbage that you see here. I've mentioned this many times, but we Bulgarians make pickled cabbage. This is from another video that I made. I'll post the link, but it's just not Bulgaria without the pickled cabbage. So here are some of the jars and compotes that she would have in the past. Now she's not able to, so, you know, I feel good that I can fill it up for her. Again, I think all you Bulgarians out there can relate to me with the zimnini. Baking, it's gonna be pazardjik and kartofi, which is pork chops and potatoes, and кюфтета. Сега вече има усмивка, браво. Одеве нямаше усмивка. Сега има, защото ракиката е излезна, нали?
Аз след мяса разсмях, развеселих се.
This is gonna be the first course.
Одеве като лежах и снощи бях много потисната.
На здраве! На здраве!
И всяка на здраве.
I'll post a video on how to make rakia. It's made out of grapes, most of the time. Here we're up to the main course. Of course, we've got our beer, our parzola, and our birthday girl.
Кога направи тази?
Това е от миналия рожден ден.
Много е бутилката. И бутилката.
И бутилката, това си от миналия рожден ден.
Без тази бутилка не можеш.
And here are some of those grapes I told you guys about that we make rakia from, but we are also going to be making our dinner out of them. Cool. I think we got a decent amount. My grandma's pile is a little bit more professional than mine. Here we go. Here is the final result of the surmi. Or again, in English, duma is what I think everyone calls them. I'm gonna grab one to show you. They're falling apart a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Inside it's full of meat, rice, and herbs. Ah, perfect. On the bottom, you see that different color sarma? That's made out of cabbage leaves. That one down there. When we start eating them, I'm going to show you a little bit better. But that's the result. Yes, this is a big dish in Bulgaria. I'm sure some of you guys who've watched my videos before have seen this before because we eat sarmi a lot, especially at my grandma's house. And here you also see polini chushki or stuffed peppers, which we made out of the leftover ground pork and beef. Nothing ever goes to waste. And also, you eat both of these with Bulgarian yogurt. So the two kind of go hand in hand. You mix some yogurt inside of the sarmi and the peppers.
На здраве.
Aye. Na zdrave. Yep, and in the beginning of every meal, we get a big ol' na zdrave, or cheers, prost, skol, whatever you want to call it. And of course, at the end of every meal, we always have a dessert. Only thing is today, everyone was really tired from this crazy day, birthday and all of that, so we didn't make a dessert. This is just an example of something that my grandma makes every time. And bon appetit, or in Bulgarian, the vie vkusnu. And this is exactly how we eat the sirmi, as well as the polini chushki or stuffed peppers. You take the yogurt, you smush it inside, and it gets this really nice balance between sour and savory. It's just really delicious. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what I eat with Baba Vera, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Oh my god, you have a little flea. I see it. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna get you some medicine. You're so beautiful, Mommy. Oh, she's such a good girl. I can't believe you're still here, Mati. Yeah?